Hi, welcome again to Ask Matt, and we're going to be asking Matt, do bamboo rods require special care?
Yeah, it's a common concern people have because they think of bamboo as being fragile or delicate, and really not too much special care is really needed to maintain your rod. I mean, just some common sense approaches. But one thing that a person does want to be aware of is the care of the ferrules. And I know it's getting to be spring, and a lot of people are getting ready to go fishing, and maybe your rod's been in storage. Anytime before you take the rod out, it's always good to inspect the female ferrule to make sure there's no debris inside there. And then what I like to do is I just like to take the male ferrule and I'll use some 2000 grit sandpaper and I'll just give a couple of light passes
Why?
because the nickel silver will get some oxidation and some corrosion.
But doesn't that take the stuff off of it?
No, you're not going to lap anything off with a few strokes of 2000 grit. It's fine enough. And then I take some 4/0 steel wool.
So you use 2000 grit?
2000 grit sandpaper.
So is that like light sandpaper?
Yeah, go ahead, feel it.
Oh.
Yeah, got the tissue up, the texture of tissue.
You don't need to do that every year. You're just doing it because?
Well, I do it periodically from time to time, but at the beginning of every fishing season, I usually like to clean the ferrules because they'll build up an oxidation, and that's what will cause stuck ferrules.
Okay.
So just a light little polish, and then I use the.
Oh, so they stick if you don't do this?
They can, yep. And then a little.
Would they stick together? Would they oxidize so much that you couldn't get them apart?
Yeah, sometimes people get stuck ferrules. That's usually from bad lapping in the ferrule. If they're out around or something like that.
So they can get stuck, but this isn't necessarily normal. They will. You're
No.
not doing it so they don't stick together.
Right.
Okay.
And then what I also do is preventatively, so they don't oxidize, one step further, is I get some
What is that?
wax, paraffin wax.
Oh.
For-
Wax.
Yeah,
Okay.
for your skis or for canning. Get it at the grocery store in the
You
canning
got that
section.
for our skis.
No, I got it for,
Oh, you got it for this?
Yeah. we
Alright.
use it for the skis. And I just put a little bit on the male slide. And what that does is the wax gets inside the very micro pores of the ferrule. And it
Do you
helps
rub
it.
it around with your fingers?
Not really. I mean, you can wipe it off. And then you can ensure that your
Why would
ferrules.
you rub it around? Why would you get it into the...
Well, you got oils and stuff on your fingers.
Yeah, so?
So the oils is what corrodes the metal.
Oh.
So
But isn't this like...
yeah, if you want to rub it around with your fingers, you can. But then they should slide together. And one thing I always do carry stream side. These are just little swatches of bike inner tube.
Why do you carry those around?
If your ferrules ever do get stuck together, particularly after fishing, and there's a lot of wear on the ferrules, they might get seized together. You can use it as a gripper, and then it just makes it easier to separate your ferrules.
Oh.
So that's about the only extra care.
Does the wax make it stick together more?
No, the wax is kind of a
Oh.
lubrication of it. What I'm really doing is filling up those little pores in the metal.
After you take everything off, you're filling up the pores?
Yeah, with a little bit of wax.
Oh, okay.
And then I just leave that little wax build up on there, and then it actually lubricates the female side, and then they slide together, and then your ferrules will come apart easier.
Okay.
That's about the only special care. And old timers, old wives' tales, they used to lubricate their ferrules with the nose grease in the crease of their nose. That's a no-no because that will corrode the nickel silver.
The oils from your nose.
Well, that's an old timer's wives' tale to rub your ferrule on the inside of the nose to lubricate it. Get wax.
All right, this concludes an episode of Ask Matt. Have a wonderful day, guys. Any comments, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. Bye.